How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Trailmakers Creations. Today we're going to start simple. As you can see here, this build is pretty simple. Not too many parts on here. Inside our little magic box there on top is magnets. There's 6 of them, and they're all facing forward, and they're all set to repel. This here is a flare gun, because our fire pits there's actually 2 facing in and 2 facing out on our detachable blocks there, and we got them on pistons so that we can get them that close into the blocks. And of course it's on hinges and it's on a servo, so we can jump in the seat. We can rotate it around with A and D, S and W, so we can point this in a direction. Number 1 arms our magnets, number 2 releases our flare, and this thing goes unbelievably far, like out of render distance. Right, and it goes through objects. I think it's traveling so fast that it literally passes through. It messes with the physics of the physical things. So let's say we're aiming for that fire ring up there, and yeah, aiming is a whole other story. So let's say for there, and then number 2 releases. That's a little low, but yeah. So we can rebuild, aim up there again. Let's see, 1 and 2. Nice, that was pretty close. But as you can see, this thing fires at an unbelievable velocity. Boom! Oh, it actually bounced off the pillar. Look at that. And then disappears out of render view. Not sure what good it's for, you know, like the usefulness of it. But, hey, shoot one straight up in the air like, hey, come rescue me. I don't know if anybody will be able to see it. Well, not for too long anyways. It'd be interesting to have somebody firing one of these from a distance to see if it actually is the render distance or does it disappear after a certain amount of time. Have someone fire one at you from a distance and see if it keeps on going. Don't imagine why it wouldn't. But some of the objects in this game have different physics. The barrels will stop in midair in render distance and just stay there until you move within render distance and they keep moving. Whereas the crates, like the big containers, they'll keep flying all the way in the air, like, doesn't matter the render distance. So, weird physics for the different objects in here. Alright, let's take a look at our next build. Now, this little green monster is the Dragon's Scale. Dragon Scale. Very small, very flat. As you can see, it's like 2 or 3 blocks high. And it uses the piston glitch to meld some. There's no actual wings on this thing, it's just stabilizers. And there's no steering either, it's all seat steering. And it kind of welds the wings together. You can see there on the bottom how the stabilizers kind of half blended together to kind of get more of a wing shape. So that might be an idea for somebody out there trying to get more of a jet wing shape. You can kind of blend them together using pistons like this. If we go into build mode, and you can see here in build mode how these pistons are stretched out and the wings are put on. 1 block separates them, so they're a little wider. But you can move them out a little farther. I've tried flipping them around so it's almost like a half of a butterfly wing shape. But yeah, this is a good way to get more of a wing shape if that's something you're looking for on the ends of the wings or in the middle parts of your wings. We also have some thruster glitches in there too. So we'll build this back in, see how she flies. Okay, so as soon as you hit space, the back wings fold up. I was going to call it a double Y wing, but it doesn't look too Star Warsy. So those automatically fold up and actually give you a lot of stabilization. Spacebar is your thrust, and it's just seat steering. So it's just you in your little dragon scale. Make a good ejection vehicle, an escape vehicle, escape pod. It's got those little triangles on the bottom there just to get the front nose up so that you can actually take off on the ground, on flat ground. And it's a great glider too. You can actually come in and glide nice and easy. Land, no damage. And do old spacebar again. And away you go. It's got fairly decent control for only being seat steering. You can always release your thrust to have more of the seat effect. Yep, that was a fun build. Good test of those stabilizer wings to see if those would glitch together. Everything in my builds lately has been kind of glitchy, as you've probably noticed. Just seeing, well, what works and what doesn't. And believe it or not, there are some things where, nope, it doesn't want to do that. It does not want to glitch those things together. So that's the Dragon Scale. That's going to be on the shop as well. If you want to try flying it around, try replicating it. I tried connecting 2 of these together. I thought this would be a good flyer to, because it's small enough, to try and have multi-flyers, like have one on either side of me that I could detach. And then, or at least one of them anyways, and have it like almost like RC, so when I would turn, it would turn. I'm still going to try and work on it, but it's kind of tough. Making a flyer that mimics your movements in the air is difficult. Tough enough to do it on the ground. So we'll head back to the carrier here for our next build, which is going to be another flyer, which I think you guys might like. I'm in for a beautiful landing. So peaceful. Alright, back to the spawn point. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, the Dread Baron. This is a dogfighting biplane. Designed for dogfighting. Very maneuverable. Not super fast. Actually moves and flies kind of the way it looks, the way a biplane should look. We got our seat there. Automatic landing gear that will automatically pop up when that sensor no longer sees the ground. And yeah, we actually have propellers in the front here pushing us. There are a few mini jets in the body, as we can see in the top here, the core of the body. And our main thrusters, our Dragonet thrusters here, are for chase mode. When you hit E, those will kick in, and then you've got like an extra 50 kilometers an hour in speed. Flies at about 125 kilometers an hour, and in chase mode you can hit about 180. It's got 6 guns on it, as you can see here, mounted outside the propeller range, or else they would just shoot those propellers off, which ain't good for plane design, if you know what I mean. And the top ones are actually connected to the top wing, which is on hinges, which angles up and down, which helps for control, as well as with the back fins here that are on servos. So this thing doesn't take much of a runway to take off again, because these helicopter blades actually have quite a bit of pull when they're spinning. So let's jump in here. We got our plane happening. We can hit left shift. We have our toggled cannons here, and we can see our top wing is on hinges for control, so we can actually angle one of those cannons up and down, or a set of those cannons I should say. Gives you a little more coverage when you're dogfighting. Left shift will turn those off. Space bar, of course, is our main engines, and right away the tail end comes up. We give it a little bit of up, and away we go into the air. Dread Baron style. Landing gear should pop up and out of the way, and we're now flying. Yoo-hoo! So as you can see, it turns really well, maneuvers really well. It's not super fast. It's got lots of pull power. Even if you're moving slow, it's really hard to stall this thing out of the air with those propellers spinning, because it'll want to, you know, it wants to be a helicopter. But we're saying, no, pull me forward. Don't pull me up. Pull me forward. The direction I want to go, man. You're not the boss of me. So we can fly like this in normal, like I said. Oh, say we're doing like 140. Kind of going downhill a little bit, but it flies pretty straight. Just propellers. Kind of looks authentic. Then we can hit E. Engage our chase thrusters. And we can get up to about 180. Gives us a little more speed, a little more agility for our dog fighting. Turns really well. Can barrel roll really easy. Oh, we can barrel roll into the water. If you know how to barrel roll, you can barrel roll really easy. Doesn't take much to take off either. Like I said, you can just pull up a little bit right off on the runway, and up she goes. Straight up in the air if you want. Engage your thrusters. Chase away. So yeah, turns on a dime. Has pretty good rotation as well. Your guns do slow you down a little bit. You can fly with just your jets. You can turn your propellers off. So it's hands-free flying. That was a fun build. I think I'm going to try and build maybe a triple wing or something maybe that's like this, that transforms into a transforms into a plane that can land. Maybe transforms into a car or a sub or something like that. Have the wings fold back. So there you go. That is the Dread Baron. That'll be on the shop as of this video as well. Alright, let's take a look at the final build. Alright, so in a previous video, I'll put a link into it up here. I created something called Project Thor, which was a set of 4 bombs, I guess, or missiles, that when released from a seat, the section of bombs would go up into the air to like 100 meters, 200 meters, whatever it was, and that would hover there by itself, but because there's a seat on it, you still have control while you're sitting in a seat on the ground. So then you could hit a certain button, a trigger, and then it would drop those 4 bombs. 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think it was. You could drop them individually. They had explosives on the end of them, they would hit the ground and they would explode. I made Mark 3, and this is what it looks like. Now, the other version, or the first version, first iteration of the Project Thor, the capsule that went up in the air that carried your explosives actually stayed still in the air, just hovered there in one spot. This has that ability as well, but this, because it's on wheels, also has the ability you can project it forward a bit. You know what I mean? You'll see what I mean? So, of course, PT3, it's Project Thor, version 3. It's got a lot of red on it. A lot of lights. So, there'll be a seat up there. There's Thor himself in there, inside that compartment. We want to be in this back seat, which is the indestructible seat down here. And we can drive the vehicle from here. Oop, don't flip it over. So, what we're going to try and do... Oh, it's just eating the frames. Yeah, I got more than one build in here. So, we're going to try and... We're going to try and bomb the plane with Project Thor. Hopefully we can do this on our first run. Let's give it a go. So let's see, we need to get back here a little bit. Make sure we don't send it too far. Okay, we'll go here and go yada. We'll release. And there goes Thor. We'll hit number 1. Oh, a little too far. Now Thor drops 16 gimbal bombs, which get pulled straight down, that have dynamite on each one. They fall individually. Takes about 7 seconds for them all to drop. And see, even in the water, when they hit the water, they'll still get pulling down straight to the bottom. So if there's a sub in the water or something, you could almost use it like a depth charge as well. Okay, so I have to rebuild in order to get Thor back, so the plane is going to disappear, unfortunately. So this is the kind of damage of what it looks like when you actually, if you're not moving. Right, so, oh wait, we don't want to be, it always starts to be in the top seat. You don't want to be in Thor himself. That doesn't sound right, but yeah, you don't want to be in that seat. You want to be in the seat in the back. That doesn't sound any better, but you know what I mean. So, we hit E, and we'll just sit here. So that releases. And if you give it a second, it'll actually, oh, okay, it doesn't matter as long as the seat there, see, so it'll go up here and it'll just hover there. Because it's not moving, there's no momentum in it. It'll just hang there. So you can lure somebody in, have them sitting in this spot, and then you just get in this vehicle back here and you go, oh yeah, I hope you're having a good day, buddy, and then just wait for somebody to drive by there, right? You park like this, hit E to eject it, it automatically goes up into the air. We'll hit number 1. Proceed with the bombardment. And even with the new physics system, it does pretty good damage, blows things apart. And there's me in my seat going, hey, what's going on over here, man? Man, somebody ringing the doorbell, Holmes? Okay, we're going to leave that there. We're going to build something in here. We're going to see if we can hit a target with a carpet run. Carpet bombing run. A carpet run. I'm going to drop a bunch of carpet out of my plane, man. You're not going to like it. Well, you might, you know, if you're looking for a carpet. I wonder if I put the fire tree here. Now this will be a good challenge. Let's see if we can bomb the fire tree. Because it just wants to be nasty to anything that gets close to it. And then we'll go like this, and we'll go release. We don't want too much. We'll watch our shadow to see where we're going, and then say, number 1. Hey, Mr. Fire Tree, what do you think of me, man? Say hello to my little friend. So, like, did we even do any damage? Is it still just a shooting away? Not much, man. Probably need to get, like, direct hits on it or something. Okay, maybe we'll try it a little closer this time so we can actually get it on target. And go, man, go. And there it goes. And bomb it, bomb it. It shot me, man, get it. Oh, those first couple of bombs got close to it. The rest went too far. So you just got to get used to the drift rate. How far it actually drifts after you release it for how fast you're going. Alright guys, I think we're going to leave that one here. Unsuccessful bombing of the tree, but we hit it a couple times. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment, and we will see you in the next one. Ciao.